Get the latest weather, traffic, and news updates online at 560theanswer.com. Now, from the Signature Bank Studios.
TikTok.
Biggest stories.
TikTok.
Only the biggest guests and only the biggest opinions. This is AM 560, The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan Proft here, and the price at the pump is not coming down as quickly as President Trump decrees it should. I paid like, $4.50 a gallon this morning for regular. What the hell's that? Well, he's jawboning the oil companies.
So it's ExxonMobil, it's Chevron, it's Shell, it's BP, it's a lot of them. The gasoline or the oil prices have come down so much, and we are not seeing anything at the pump by comparison to what it should be. We should be, in my opinion, at $2.25 right now at the pump. And we're higher than that. And we are doing a big investigation on it. Yeah, they're not reducing the prices commensurate with what's happening. Look, we are sending out, think of it, 19 million barrels came out yesterday.
It's one day supply.
That is a flood. That's like a gusher. That's an oil gusher. And they should be much lower, the gasoline prices, which really is what people see more than anything else, but for their car. But the gasoline prices should be much lower at the pump. And the oil companies are possibly gouging. I hope they're not, otherwise they're going to be in big trouble. They're going to be in big trouble. We're not going to play games.
Mr. President, you spoken to President?
Yeah, 19 million barrels of oil is less than one day consumption in America. So there's that. There's also the other matter that price gouging doesn't exist. There's that matter. There's a simple Econ 101 matter. The only way price gouging exists is with government sanction, not government price setting or capping. But nonetheless, and he knows better, Scott Bessent fell in line and repeated the same threat yesterday.
We've got a chart of how quickly the prices went up and how they followed crude, and we're going to hold them accountable on the other side. President Trump talked about it the past week. He had a very powerful Truth Social yesterday. So I would encourage all the gasoline retailers. Some of them are owned by big oil. Some are independent. Some are national convenience chains. I would encourage them to be good actors, especially in the 250th anniversary, because we're watching.
Right. Text from 847, $3.19 in Eagleville outside of Nashville today. Right. So they're price gouging in Chicago, but they're not price. Or where did I fill up? In, I don't know, Franklin Park. On the way here. They're price gouging in Franklin Park, but they're not price gouging in Nashville, outside of Nashville. No. It's not how it works. And they know that. And so I would just, the cheap populist rhetoric, the anti-Econ 101 in where there's an opportunity to educate and separate from the left. Because if we're going to be setting prices of gas, then how are we going to complain when Chris Murphy wants to set the national minimum wage at $25? Why not? If we just have government commissars setting wages and prices for everything. Because they know better. President Trump knows where the price of gas should be today. Should be $2.25. He's done the charts, done the due diligence, and he's come up with that number. Give me a break. So asinine, really. It's embarrassing. And so I'm not going to defend it. We'll see if Steve Moore wants to. Economist and author of the Trump Economic Miracle and the Plan to Unleash Prosperity again. Steve? $2.25. It has been so said, so it shall be.
Well, good morning, Dan, and happy 4th of July. Happy 250th birthday for this great nation of ours. And by the way, it's not just the 250th anniversary of our country, birthday of our country, but it's also the 1 year. You know what is the 1 year anniversary of, Dan?
The BBB.
The big, beautiful bill. Ding, ding, ding. You got it right. So that was huge for the economy. The average family saving about $2,500 to $4,000 a year thanks to that big, beautiful bill. So that's helped a lot. Now, look, the gas prices, they're going to come down. There's no question that the world is starting to produce more oil than ever before, and this is a supply and demand issue. And so, by the way, a friend of mine who lives in El Paso, Texas, just emailed me this morning he says they're paying less than $3 a gallon now for gas. So the prices are going to come down. They're coming down a little bit, but they will. I don't think there's some collusion among the tens of thousands of gas service stations around the country. Do you?
No, that's what I said. It's idiotic. And I'm not willing to spin such economic illiteracy because it's enough to endure it from the left, much less from people on our side.
Exactly. Well, that's the reason we have your show is so you can nail down these idiots who and by the way, it's both sides do this.
Yes. Demagoguery.
Bashing of companies because they're so evil and they're raising their prices. The market works. The market will bring these prices down. But look, I'm very, very optimistic, bullish on the U.S. economy right now. We're seeing, the Dow just hit all-time high yesterday, 52,500. When I first came to Washington, the Dow was at 1,000. So we've seen this incredible streak. I just feel like things are going really well. I mean, the thing that worries me the most, Dan, is we're at the eve of this incredible productivity revolution with AI. I hate that term AI, but it's basically the technological progress that's going to happen is going to be enormous. By the way, somebody was saying, oh, no, my God, they're going to take away work. Well, maybe, where we're headed? How do you guys like the 4-day work week?
Well, here's the thing. I wanted to get this in, too. We talked a bit about it yesterday, but get your reaction to it because at the same time that you have the AOCs and the other neo-Bolsheviks decrying big tech companies and the quote-unquote tech oligarchs and whose politics I'm often not a fan of, but I mean, you respect the company that people built and the innovations that they instigate. At the same time, they're doing that. Talking about breaking up Apple because they're charging more for an iPhone. You have Jensen Huang, who is talking about what AI could mean in terms of something that the left likes to talk about but doesn't want to do anything about, the reindustrialization of America. Take a listen.
Jim, in the last call it 100 years, without the automotive industry, what manufacturing did we really do? The United States has been declining in manufacturing for some time, and the computer industry was largely outsourced, and it became really an intellectual property job, right? Information processing job, and over the course of the last 50 years, our economy and our communities have really changed in shape, and we really need to figure out a way to bring back manufacturing. However, how do you fundamentally bring back manufacturing for industries that have existed forever? You and I, we're strategists. CEOs are strategists, and when we think about how do you enter into a new market, how do you drive prosperity, how do you drive growth? Driving growth, you can't go and compete with somebody doing something that they've been doing for 50, 100 years. And so we need to look for a transition, a phase shift, a new industry that happens where all of a sudden a whole bunch of new skills, a whole bunch of new factories, a whole bunch of new, companies that didn't exist before can now exist. Yeah. And this is the perfect time for the United States. We are going to reindustrialize the United States in precisely the type of plants that were either unnecessary or not enough in the past.
Maybe we should consider the opinions of the guy with the $5 trillion company as opposed to all these politicians.
Well, I think that's exactly right. And so what we're experiencing, folks, is, let's see, it was about a little less than 30 years ago, we had something called the Internet Revolution. And that changed America in an incredible way. It changed the world in an incredibly productive way. I can now get information for 30 seconds that used to take me, 30 hours to get. And so the United States came to completely dominate the Internet age. 9 of the 10 great Internet age companies, whether you're talking about Amazon or NVIDIA or Google or Apple, I could go on Microsoft, they completely dominated because we let the free market work. We got the government the hell out of the way. And boy, did they create incredible wealth and incredible new products that Americans use every day. And so now, look, whether you like AI or not, I know people are afraid of it. Oh, what's going to happen to my job? And maybe the people in Silicon Valley are going to use the AI for evil, not good. And, these are legitimate concerns. But the fact is, AI is coming. It is here. It is here already. We're using AI, and we don't even know we're using it. And so my point is, the most important question is not whether we're going to have AI. We are. It's here, and it's making already some incredible productivity improvements. The question that everyone has to ask themselves is, do we want China to win this race, or do we want to win it here in the United States, just as we won the Internet age? We can win this race. The race is on, but the Chinese are trying to catch up with us. And if we don't build data centers, I get so frustrated. No data centers. We need data centers. Wait a minute. Dad, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. My cell phone wouldn't work if we didn't have data centers. So people love their cell phones. They say, I couldn't even survive without my smartphone. They don't work if you don't have data centers. Yeah?
Yeah. No, well, I mean, another like Econ 101 discussion about living in a world where there are trade-offs. And let's have an adult conversation rather than this cheap demagoguery, as I mentioned. I'll tell you what, though, just in terms of what you said, getting the government out of the way, here's, I'll give Trump plaudits. The Competitive Enterprise Institute issued a mid-year report. In terms of conventional issuance of rules and regs in the Federal Register, the Trump administration continues to set records for inactivity. Hooray! Yeah. And pursue a value of principal federal neglect. Today's Federal Register tops out at 1,454 final rules, on track to land at fewer than 3,000 rules by the end of the year, which is still probably several thousand too many. But that low a numbers only happened twice in U.S. history, both times under President Trump. So on the deregulation front, he is still moving in a very positive direction, which is helpful.
And, when I talk to, I'm a tax guy. I'm a supply sider. I spend most of my research on, the effect of lowering marginal tax rates, which is really critical. But when I talk to small businessmen and women, they go, we don't like all the taxes we pay. But so many of them say, what's even worse than the taxes, Dan?
Regs.
The rules and regulations, especially in a city like Chicago. I mean, it gets you this way and that way. Who could start a business with all these rules? And half the time you're violating the rules, you don't even know the rules exist.
Here's something else I wanted to get to with you. I wonder if you've already been asked to be a speaker. September 9th and 10th, we're doing, Trump, the Republican Party, doing a midterm convention in Dallas, Texas, September 9th and 10th. I think this is a great idea. Trump posting about this, talking, look, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, stronger borders, safe communities, lower costs and real affordability, more jobs, fewer regulations. He does have a lot of accomplishments to talk about, so why not talk about them right after Labor Day in advance of November?
To that we have income everywhere except in Chicago. But I mean, crime rates are way down. Murder rates are down. Illegal immigration has been cut to practically zero. These are incredible half of a presidency. So I'm all for that. Celebrate your victories. It's a better country today, and now we have to make sure that is Chicago going to go? Did you see that cartoon in the paper the other day about how? There's a photo of all the Cuban boat people. They're getting on the boats now from New York, and they're going to search for freedom.
Yeah, and they're leaving. They're going back.
Exactly.
Yes,
they're leaving New York.
Yes.
I mean, how pathetic is that? By the way, two of those people who won those elections in New York City, the left-wing crazies. They went to Columbia. They graduated from Columbia University. Those are Ivy League schools, and the Ivy Leagues have turned these people into idiots. Well,
speaking of that, I'm gonna tee up a softball for you. This is something I never thought I would see. Zoran Mamdani, in his celebration of the city budget, invoked Friedrich Hayek. We'll take a listen.
And we raise taxes on the wealthiest New Yorkers, instead of taking more from those with the least. Throughout this process, I've been reminded of the words of the Austrian economist, Friedrich Hayek. If socialists understood economics, they wouldn't be socialists. If these past months have shown us anything, It is that socialists not only understand economics just as well as the capitalists who came before, but that we can solve their years of mismanagement through an embrace of our principles.
How about that, Steve?
Mean? What, can you put that in English? I didn't even understand what he was saying.
Yeah, socialists do understand economics because he's got a budget together, and all it took was an $8 billion state bailout for him to make his budget numbers work. Yeah, because socialists
exactly
understand economics. Sure, Zora.
Yeah, and by the way, here's the thing to worry about, because incidentally, they had elections in Colorado. Colorado's kind of a purple state. It's not crazy liberal. 4 of these crazy Democrat socialists won, in fact, taking out a couple of incumbent Democrats who were, can you imagine saying, oh, the incumbent Democrats in Congress, they're way, way too conservative. We got to get rid of them. So this is spreading like a virus, Dan. We've got to take these people seriously. This socialism movement is very real, very dangerous, and it has to be extinguished. We have to educate our kids about how dangerous this is.
100%, which is why I love the September 9/10 convention idea after Labor Day, because we'll frame what Trump and Republicans are offering versus all these neo-Bolsheviks that are winning primaries and what they plan to offer, where they plan to take the country if they were allowed to. 100%.
Well, there's a great headline in one of the New York papers, I think it was the New York Times, one of them, and it said that people paying their rent in New York City is way down. It's down by like 40%. Gee, I wonder why that is. Maybe when you tell people you don't have to pay your rent, they won't pay their rent. These are just obvious things.
Yes.
Yeah. Socialists don't understand.
Yeah, incentives matter.
Everything is going to be free. The great thing that's coming, though, Dan, is housing is going to be free. Healthcare is going to be free. The buses are going to be free. The trains are going to be free. Everything is going to be free.
Right. And if you think it's expensive now, wait until it's free. Economist Stephen Moore. Thanks, Steve. As always, appreciate it.
Okay. Happy 4th of July, everybody. The greatest country on the planet.
There you go. Number one cheerleader for America, Stephen Moore. He joined us in the alphawealthgroup.com answer line.
It's news, opinion, insight. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, and I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was